What's going on? Cole Connor here. Today I'm going to give real estate agents and real estate photographers content ideas. Let's get into it. My name is Cole Connor and I was put here to do three things: create, inspire, love. Thanks for being here. Let's get into it. Really quick, if you're new here, why listen to me? I've built 3 different real estate photography businesses in 3 different cities, from South Carolina to Los Angeles. I also became a real estate agent in South Carolina, so I'm super knowledgeable with real estate marketing, growing a business, real estate in general, and marketing. As you can see, I've made over 500 videos on YouTube, so content is kind of what I do. Why do we create content? What does it do for our brand? I feel like some people get confused, and content has changed so much, but it also hasn't changed so much in the past 10 years. It's brand awareness, but one of the biggest things that I think making content can do for your brand is, whether you're a real estate photographer or a real estate agent or really any business, is you're showing people who you are, and that will help to attract the right audience to you. That's why I make it. My YouTube channel has helped me grow my business in more ways than any, because I've connected with the right people who just like who I am, and that helps my business grow, helps me make more money, and I have more fun doing what I'm doing because the right clients are here. Content is something you can do just by yourself, or you can hire someone like me, or a real estate photographer, videographer, or just some kid who goes to school doing videography, or someone on the come up. You can start to build a content catalog that helps you stand out above most people. It's really not that difficult to stand out. You just have to do it. And it does take work, but once you put in the work or you create a system, it can take you a long way. Here's a couple things you want to think about when you're thinking about creating content. You want to create with clear, catchy titles. You want to have an intro, a body, a call to action, a conclusion, problem, solution. You want to have a beginning and an end, a point to your video, versus just creating with no plan. One long piece of content a week can last you several weeks of micro content. For example, if you have a podcast or you have just a long conversation where you drop a lot of gems, you can cut that up into little 1-minute segments. This is like common sense almost, so this might not be helpful, but it might be helpful. A long piece of content can help you create tons of micro content. Okay, let's jump into the ideas real quick. And I'm gonna be looking down because I'm gonna go through these fast. More content for your listings. Use your listing content for other things, like following trends. So there's just so many different ways, and I'm not gonna go into all the different trends that social media has, honestly, because I hate trends and I hate following the trends, but that might be an easy way for you to get going. I think people are severely underutilizing. When you have a listing, you have a multi-million, a huge luxury, or even a not huge property, you should be taking as much content as you can. So it's not just photos. You obviously need to be doing a luxury property video, or some people do the drone fly-throughs, or a lifestyle video, or just a video of you walking through with an iPhone or someone filming you and you talking about the different things of the property. These can all be different pieces of content because they're not the same. A luxury video isn't the same of walking through and talking about something. If the property has unique features, if it has a basketball court, you could play a little pickup game. There's so many ways that you could be utilizing you have a beautiful property here, so take advantage of it while you can and use that to get as much marketing as you can. It's not just video too. You could also do lifestyle images, have someone take photos of you. Even just being in the house and filming or doing some sort of trend could be helpful. You could take an hour or two, research some of the trends that are happening now, be sitting in your property, and you could say, I'm at my listing and blah, 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 and this is blank. Like, use your listing more. Community highlights, things to do in the neighborhoods. You want to bring value to the community. These could be podcasts, vlogs, quick interviews, collaborating with businesses on social media. This could look like a lot of different things. I don't know why people aren't doing this more. This could be, I feel like most businesses, especially small businesses, would want to collaborate with someone you're putting the work in and you're making the content. They just have to show up or let you film something, etc. It could be your favorite coffee shop, where you play tennis, where you play basketball, or your local library. You could interview a librarian, your favorite restaurant, your favorite taco stand. People will start to follow you because the value you're bringing to them. They live in a neighborhood or they want to live in a neighborhood. You're showing them those unique things that maybe they would miss. As an agent, you want to be as knowledgeable as possible about the local communities that you're serving. This is just kind of cementing you as a community leader, and you're putting it online. And not only that, when you put things online like YouTube and your website and Instagram and TikTok, it becomes searchable. So you could do the best taco stand in Los Angeles. This is where I am currently. The best taco stand in Columbus, Ohio. Like, these things start to become searchable, and so when people are Googling taco stand, your face pops up, your brand pops up, your real estate pops up. Just saying. But this could be so many different things. You could be podcasting with them, vlogging with them. It could be quick interviews. Street style interviews are so popular. And then you ask them if they have a social media, and you can collaborate on posting it, etc. So a lot of value there. You want to talk about who you are and what makes you you. This could be so many different things, so brainstorm, think about it. But people choose real estate agents because, yes, maybe their knowledge, yes, they think it'll help them sell, but it's also just because of their personality. It's because they like the way they market how they market themselves. So you need to think about who you are, what makes you you, what you bring to the table, and start to make content around that. Obvious one, but client testimonials. People underutilize this so much. It may be kind of a hassle to get your clients to do a testimonial. I mean, obviously, I think the more professional it looks, the better. But if you only have an iPhone, that's fine. You want to start collecting all these videos of all these different people talking about you and how great you are. And as the years go by, that will build up. So just be getting that no matter what. Client testimonials. But even another idea is, if you have a luxury listing, having that client talk about why the house is so special or so good. Sometimes that might not work. Some people don't want to be on camera. That's fine. But I think a lot of times, particularly with really nice houses, people have something to say about it. So that's just a little idea. Introducing your team, your crew, the people you work with. That could be from, construction companies to inspectors to plumbers, all the people you work with. You should be highlighting your team, and that gives you more pieces of content, shows who are the people that are going to be working with you, whether you're a buyer or a seller. Very important. You want to talk about your process, how you help highlight your specialties. That's kind of like talking about what you bring to the table, but I think if you break down your process for each thing that you could help someone with, that will not only teach people online, whether it's YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, but it'll also, people who are interested in working with you, it'll show them what to expect when they work with you. I have written down collaborate, but that really just means with everyone that you come into contact with. Think about them as a collaboration for content purposes. You can collaborate with other agents. You can make cool content. You can make it fun. You collaborate with your real estate photographer. It doesn't have to be this transactional thing. You can collaborate with your videographer. You can collaborate with your accountant. You can collaborate with your loan officer. Collaborate. Now, this is one that I think some people could look at as giving away too much information, but I think you need to be given tips. Always be given tips. Teach people enough that they could do it without you, but working with you sounds better and sounds easier. But they trust you now that you're giving out so much information for free. I think that makes people stand out tremendously. I think it's very important to showing the type of person you are, that you're willing to give away information. This could be tips on anything. Tips on buying, tips on selling, tips on anything real estate related. It doesn't even have to be real estate related as well, because once you start getting into your hobbies, that's how you can kind of connect further with potential clients. It's kind of the same way with doing things in your community. You're showing people what you like to do, and other people like to do those things too. So it builds this connection before you even meet. Podcast, market updates. You could do a podcast on a market update. You could talk about trending things that are happening in the market, a weekly, a monthly, a bi-weekly, whatever you can keep up with. But like I said in the beginning, that also can be treated as it can be broken up into micro pieces of content. It's a good idea to be doing long form stuff. But then you could also have those people on that I've been mentioning, and you could talk and have more long-form conversations. Talking about, this is kind of bouncing off that, but talking about real estate culture that's happening, like the big NAR thing that was going on. In the real estate photography world, there's a big thing with Aereo. Zillow is a big conversation. There's lots of things happening, I feel like, in the real estate business world. The new law in Los Angeles taxing homes that are over a certain amount. I don't know the details, but explaining what this stuff means and does for people like me, because I don't really know what it means. So having it explained by someone who's super knowledgeable about it is helpful. And then you could just, even a step further, you could start connecting with trending news or general news. But that kind of gets into a gray area. It depends on how much you want to go a certain direction. But let's say if you're a super, we'll just use religious person. If you're a super religious person and that's something you feel passionate about, you could test the waters and start to mention it and see how people respond, because other religious people, like maybe you'll turn away some people who aren't as religious as you, maybe not. But the ones who are religious and similar to you will feel even more connected with you and want to work with you more. That could be a slippery slope, so I would be careful with not just religion, but with anything. But you just test the waters first, put out something little, see how people respond, etc. And I would put this after you do all this other stuff. I would start to go that direction, because that's building your brand in a different way. But you may find that you like it, or you may find that you don't. Okay, the last one I'm going to talk about on video is incorporating real estate into fun activities or trending topics. For example, what if you were like doing a demo of a property while talking about trending topics, or you decide to go in and help the plumber out, or you decide to walk around vlog style with your inspector and you talk about what you're actually doing and inspecting. You actually go in and put a couple tiles into place. You know, so it makes it like an adventure, and you're like on your hands and knees helping your client out. You put the final touch on the kitchen counter. Doing activities, I think, is really fun. You could be playing, you could invite some of those people or some of those community members out to tennis, and y'all play a tennis match and talk about things. And you just have someone film you for a little bit and vlog and talk and get some cool shots. Or hiking in your local community and having a conversation in regards to real estate. Doing regular things, but incorporating real estate into it. Last thing, I know this is getting pretty long. Last thing I kind of want to talk about is how to create content. There are some basic things that you can get to help you create stuff. Like you can get the Matterport Axis that can help you create 3D tours, which you could also make 3D tours fun if you wanted to, like be in some of the photos, relaxing, chilling, doing different things. I would say you can get a phone gimbal. A DJI phone gimbal could be really helpful. Obviously, you want a phone that can record decent, which most phones can. It's probably not an issue. You can get some of the cheap microphones, things like that. But if you don't want to do it yourself, you can hire someone like me who has my own business, and this is what I do. I'm not the cheapest type of person. If you really have no budget, you might want to hire someone who's in the beginning and charging a small hourly rate, and maybe say I can give you 5 hours a week at $25 an hour. There's plenty of people who would do that and feel good about it. And if that's something you can afford, then start there. Or just start with one-off projects. And then as you build more of a budget, more experienced videographers and marketers can help you out. The other option is you can hire someone on your team if you have the budget for it, like full-time, part-time. I don't know what's the best way to go. I've heard mixed things about each. I think there can be pros and cons to each one, but maybe that's a different video. But that is a route you could go. If you want more tips, please make sure to subscribe. I've got presets, I've got courses in the description. Check it all out. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. I'll catch you next time. It all to feel the epinephrine. It's bringing me to life like I'm evanescence. I don't run the race, I'm forever present. I don't get a